Hi my people, and how have you been? My name is Millie Kihiu of Millie Kihiu Beautiful Life. I'm back again with a good video that I want to bring to you because I say that always life is still beautiful no matter what we go through. We may be going through tough situations, we may be going through tough times, we may be going through crisis, but no matter what we go through, life will always be beautiful. And so people, I want to welcome you again to yet another video, yet another season, yet another episode, and yet another good and encouraging show. I want to bring on board all those who are viewing us for the first time. I say welcome, and feel at home. For those who have already become a family, I say thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being with us in this journey. Thank you for working with us throughout since we began. And may God keep blessing you all the time. And at this moment, I want also to remind those who have not subscribed to this channel to please subscribe. We are on the journey to 1,000 subscribers, and si sasa tumalize hii wimbo ya kusema kwamba we are on the journey to 1,000 subscribers. Let us do this, guys, and let us get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the shares, thank you for the comments, thank you for every other thing that you have done that pertains this show. So in today's show, I want to bring you yet another episode ambayo most of you, maybe it affects most of us. It affects most of our lives. And today, I bring this show because there is something that I thought about. I have a friend of mine, and this friend told me that she's going through a lot of stress. To an extent, she's fallen into depression. And I was like, what is this that is ailing you? And you know, she told me that the thing that is ailing her was, number one, she got a promotion at work. And so she was like, everybody is against her. Nobody, hakuna mtu sasa ako line yake. Kila mtu, they have all parted ways. They have all gone away because like they were not happy when this happened. But then I was looking at that situation and I was like, it is true, one can get stressed up. One can get hurt. One can get depressed. But then you don't have to be depressed to death. Life is still beautiful no matter what we go through. And so I decided, let me bring you this topic. And the topic says, the monkeys in my life and the monkeys in your life. So guys, how do we manage the monkeys in our lives? How do we manage these so-called monkeys that creep in to our lives? So the things that we need to do, the things that need to be done are the monkeys that are in my life, in our lives. These are the things that we refer to as monkeys. The things that we need to do, the things that we need to like achieve, the things that we need to accomplish. Like when you wake up in the morning, you have a to-do list. All those are monkeys. Now, there's one thing that I would like to tell you, that if you feed these monkeys, they will never go home. They will always be there, and you'll find yourself having a cage or a zoo for your monkeys. So, how can we manage these monkeys that comes in our lives? In our previous episodes, we had talked about issues that surround us, and they bring us heartache, and they bring us depression, they bring us stress. Like when we talked about the to-do list, we said that when you have a lot to do and you fail to accomplish every other thing that you wanted to do, sometimes we feel disappointed. Sometimes we feel like we have failed. And so these are the monkeys that we are talking about in our lives. How many monkeys have you? How many monkeys have you put in your cage? How are you a zoo? Do you have a zoo in your life? Do you have like a big zoo or a small zoo? What is it that you possess in your life? If you look at your life, you can see that there are monkeys that you have already identified. And how can you kill these monkeys? How can you manage them? Because it is not necessarily about killing them. It is not necessarily about like chasing them away. But how can you manage your monkeys? Rule number one, you need to know that. But before we go to how we manage the monkeys, there's one thing that I also want you to know, that if you give attention to those monkeys, if you give all your attention to the monkeys, they will keep chattering, they will keep jumping up and down, they will keep like coming so close until you give your life, the whole of your life, to those monkeys. Your monkeys may be your friends, they may be your family members, they may be your job, they may be the activities that you do daily, they may be your daily routine, they may be the things that you're like, it may be your education, it may be it may be the internet, it may be the calls that you make every day, it may be the number of SMSs, the numberless SMSs that you need to answer and to like reply every day. All those are monkeys in our lives. So number one, so that you can manage these monkeys in your life, what are you gonna do? You have to know that you are not the only zookeeper in the world. Rule number one, understand that you are not the only zookeeper in the world. You are not the only zookeeper in your family. It is not that you must do everything so that you can please everyone. You don't have to show you don't have to show people that you love them by working round the clock, that you are like, you don't have to show them your hard work. You don't show them your concern. You don't show them how much you care about them by working round the clock until you lose out on yourself. Sometimes learn to say it's a no. Learn to say this one, sifanyi. Learn to say that now I'm tired. Learn to say that this one I'm not doing it, because you're not the only zookeeper in the world. You're not the only zookeeper in your family. Rule number two, do not feed other people's monkeys. I have realized that, like for example, that lady that I've just talked about, that friend of mine that I've just told you about, this lady, she has a tendency of listening to everybody's cares and listening to everybody's issues. When they come and say, you know, me, I was not pleased about how you did the judgment about so and so. I was not happy about how you ruled this. I was not happy about the way you approached this. Then you carry all that in your head. That is feeding other people's monkeys. And you know, in this world and in this life, there are people who are out there. Their work is only to keep bringing monkeys unto you. Now you should be bold enough, you should be strong enough to wake up and say, this is not my monkey, so carry your monkey away. And in fact, even if they are family members and you're in the same family, you're in the same house, you don't have to feed their monkeys. Let everybody carry their burdens. Be responsible enough and put responsibility in the minds of people. Let them know their burdens, let them know their monkeys. Let everybody feed their monkey. Kila mtu aende akachunge monkey wake. You put yourself in a crisis, wejipange. Know how to get yourself out of that crisis, because it is your crisis, not my crisis. And we must be bold enough to tell people that about this, mimi hapo siko. About this, I don't belong to this game. About this, maybe, I don't understand what happened, so I don't even want to understand, because the game is not mine. It's your own game. You lose it, you get it, I don't care, because it is not my monkey. So rule number two, do not feed other people's monkeys. There are people who will come with gossips. They will tell you, you know, you did this to so-and-so. You know, so-and-so has done this. You know, so-and-so is doing this. You know, so-and-so is saying this. Let me tell you, all those are other people's monkeys. Do not feed other people's monkeys. Otherwise, they will keep coming because there is food in your zoo. They will keep jumping across your fence and to your homestead and to your compound, because they have found somewhere where they can get some feeding for some food for their stomachs. So do not feed other people's monkeys, because at the end of the day, they will keep coming. If you ignore them, they will starve to death. If you ignore that these guys, you know, I don't bother about that. Like, kama mimi, there is something that I decided. When I joined the social media, when I joined so many things, when I started doing so many things that I do in life, I realized that the enemies became more than their friends. Even those people who are my friends, they became my enemies. They became inciters. They became hypocrites. They became people who do not like, they show me by their face. wanakuja kwa mdomo, they show me like we are together, yet I know that we are not together. And so I realized that those are monkeys. And so what did I do? I decided that I would live a life of a fool. And as I live a life of a fool, I keep starving those monkeys. You come telling me this and I'm like, oh, really? Ah, by the way, that's so funny. That's so funny. Okay, fine. What do they want now? Ah, sawa. Let them continue. Oh, so and so is doing this. Ah, you know, that is not my business. I don't want to put myself in businesses that are not mine. And by so doing, I have starved so many monkeys. Those people who thought that they will keep coming to me, telling me, oh, you know, all those nonsense. I have no time for that because I decided to kill the monkeys by starving them to death. I no longer feed people's monkeys. I have enough monkeys because, in fact, my time is all spent. To put some other activities in between a day, in between a week, in between a month, and between a term of 3 months, it takes me a lot of energy to squeeze so many things that are already packed in my life so that I can get some space for that one item that I need to fix in. So, if I don't have time for my own precious and important things, where do I get time to feed other people's monkeys? If you had a monkey that you wanted to bring to me, please keep it. I have no food for other people's monkeys. Rule number 3 says, keep your monkeys under control. It may sound cruel when we say that we need to kill the excess monkeys. It may sound like that, it doesn't sound well, it doesn't sound humble, it doesn't sound polite when we say that we kill the monkeys that are in excess. But this is very true. How do we kill them? We starve them to death. We starve them until they die. Then make sure that you find things to do that will bring you profit. Profitable things. Things that will bring you like a gain. Things that you do and you feel happy and you feel proud. I can say I did this. I can explain why I did this. Find yourself time and find yourself the best things to do. Things that makes you happy. That is how you keep your monkeys under control. And then if you have no time for more than what you have, please do not add into your list. Make sure that you first finish the first things first. After doing so, you are able to accommodate more monkeys, because if the monkeys are in excess, then you cannot feed them. They will drain you financially, they will drain you physically, they will drain you in your mind, they will drain you emotionally, they will drain you in all ways round. So, these monkeys that you have already, make sure that you maintain the number that you can sustain, the number that can feed from your house, the number that you're able to give enough attention to. And so, do not feel like you're not doing it right. But also, there is one thing that you need to know. We need to know how to prioritize. Know how to arrange your activities by order of priorities, by order of which one is important, which one is the most important. That way, you're going to put your monkeys under control. And so, make it like a project. Make it like a plan. Have a plan so that you can know this project goes this far, this other project goes this far, and let no project take or eat up time for the other project. If you needed to wash and make sure that your washing does not eat up on the time for cooking. If you wanted to take care of the baby and have some time with the baby, you have some time with the family. Make sure that nothing eats up that time. Make sure that the time that you have set for family is time for family. Rule number 4. Monkeys come in various forms. Identify the various monkeys that you have. Identify the monkeys that you have. Monkeys can come in forms of males. They can come in form of texts. They can come in form of phone calls. They can come in form of friends. They can come in form of family members. They can come in form of businesses to do, and the to-do list for each day. Do not be quick to say or answer yes when someone asks you, can I have some time? Do you have some time? Do not be quick to answer. First of all, look at the activities that you have and see whether that is the right time for that person to have some time with you. If you have no time for them, do not feel offended. Do not feel offensive by telling them, I have no time for that. I will call you when I have enough time. Sometimes we may be on phone like throughout. Like myself, I have that weakness. Naweza kuwa kwa phone call from morning up to like 10. From morning 8, niko kwa phone calls up to 10. During that period, there is nothing else I can do because some of the phone calls needs a lot of attention, they need a lot of concentration, they need note taking, they need, like, you know, they have a lot of things that they have a lot of demand on me. So at the end of the day, I must plan myself and know this is the time I'll be receiving phone calls, or this is the time I'll be calling back. This is the time I'll be sending text to whoever wants some confirmation of anything, whoever needs some information on anything, whoever needs my attention. This is the time when I'll give them attention. I must plan myself. If I do not plan myself, then I'll find myself getting confused, getting stressed, and at the end of the day, I will have something we call media stress. And media stress is so much on your brain that ikikushika, you cannot think right. You cannot even be able to reason. You cannot be able to do things the way they should be done. You cannot even be able to plan the things ahead of you because media stress or media stress really drains. So we must know what time to make calls, what time to answer back the texts that we have received, go back to WhatsApp, go back to Facebook, what time to do all those social media things so that we can be able to attend to all our duties the right way. Then rule number 5, we must know that we need to start the weekend. Do not start your weekend with a cage full of monkeys. A cage full of monkeys means do not start your weekend with activities piled together that they are meant for weekend. Have time for your family, have time for yourself, have time for fun. If you do not have time for fun, then you'll always be dull. And that dullness will cause you sicknesses, it will cause you pain, it will cause you headache, it will cause you depression at last. And let me tell you, depression is real. Depression is real. And what is causing us depression and stress is when we put everything together and we have a very limited time and we need to do all those things together. So the best thing that we can do, let us plan ourselves. Let us do immediately an activity arises. Immediately an issue arises. Let us attend to it immediately. Let us not wait until like the weekend. We push things, all the things that we need to do, we push them to weekend until you find like people are saying the weekend was so short. No, the weekend was not short. It has always remained the same, but we had a lot to do over that weekend because we did not plan ourselves well. Therefore, we need to plan ourselves so that we can get enough time for ourselves, for God, for our family, and for fun. And above that, let us remember to take with a lot of care and to take with a lot of seriousness the 4th commandment in the Bible. The 4th commandment in the 10 commandments is very important. When God said that there should be rest, he meant that rest was very important for us. And therefore, let us take it with a lot of carefulness, with a lot of seriousness, so that we can have time for God, we can have time for rest, we can have time for worship. And so guys, I don't think that you will continue feeding other people's monkeys. I don't think that you'll let your monkeys to overpopulate. I don't think that you will put all your monkeys together and wait until weekend. That is when you'll come to attend to them. Make sure that you do all things at the right time, in the right way, and in the right attitude and the right manner. And so guys, I think you've gotten something about managing your monkeys. And I say it again, if you had a monkey that you wanted to throw to me, my cage is full. And remember, I'm not the only zookeeper in the world. You can manage your monkeys. I don't want to manage anybody's monkeys. And so guys, that's about it. And I want to remind you to please subscribe to this channel. We are getting better every day. We are growing every day. Rome was not built in a single day, but we are growing daily. I can see growth, I can see improvement, and I can see people are getting information, people are getting encouraged every day. You may be going through a messy situation. Remember that God cares. Remember that God still loves you. And until next time, until next show, it is me, your girl, Millie, and bye-bye.